I'm Peter Marks, Director of the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research at US FDA. So it's pretty clear that we need to have a more global approach. And I think now that we know that India has the world's largest population, it is clearly going to be a major player that will contribute to our rare disease development. I think there is this issue of how do we work together up front to start to have mutual exchanges, to know what each other is doing in these areas, because it's clear that India has a very large pharmaceutical enterprise. We have a very large pharmaceutical enterprise, and probably getting more exchange and dialogue going, especially in the area of rare diseases, could be helpful on both sides. Yeah, I think by facilitating dialogue and moving the ball forward in terms of having the various stakeholder groups exchange and become more familiar with one another and have this dialogue and hopefully advance partnerships that ultimately move rare disease development forward. I'm really grateful for the organizers, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity to move together to help bring benefit to patients around the globe. And I think especially in this area of rare diseases, we have to come to global regulatory harmonization, be it India, US, rest of world. It's going to be critical so that patients can get access to these therapies most easily without having to have different regulatory barriers in different countries addressed. And the only way I think we'll get there is if we have regulatory harmonization so that small companies don't have to always reinvent the wheel to each new regulator they need to go to. So hopefully by getting better global regulatory harmonization, we'll be able again to have the therapies ultimately get to people more easily. Well, India, because of its population, has just a tremendous number of individuals who are potentially candidates for the study of gene therapy and then ultimately for the application of gene therapy. If you look, for instance, at the number of people in India with thalassemia or even with hemophilia, all sorts of opportunities for the application of gene therapy, which could be transformational. And, I think especially where resources for supportive care may be more short supply, gene therapy, kind of paradoxically, is even more attractive, right? Because it's one and done as opposed to needing ongoing resources, whereas it costs a lot to build lots of hospitals and supportive care units. Gene therapy, if it can address a disease, you treat someone once and hopefully you've treated them at least, if not for life, for a very long period of time.